Welcome to Le Grand Voyage with Chateau Malartic-Lagravière. In the early 1970s there was a presidential assistant called Alexander Butterfield, and he was given two top secret jobs to do in the White House. One of them was to install a tape recording system inside the Oval Office, with 5 microphones in the desk, 1 in the phone and 1 in each of the lampshades that were sitting over the mantelshelf. The other was to go out and to buy cases of the president's favourite wine, a red Bordeaux, Chateau Margaux. And what he was to do was to wrap those bottles in large white napkins so that at state dinners the president could enjoy his favourite red Bordeaux whilst everybody else drank a basic California red. Of course, that president was Nixon, and he was always noted for being a bit tricky, but he wasn't the first president to have a real passion for the wines of Bordeaux. That's often credited with being Thomas Jefferson, but we just know a lot more about Jefferson's love, because in fact 9 years before Jefferson, John Adams had visited Bordeaux and had written about the first growths. But Jefferson told us so much more. He came for a 4-day trip, which is not long given that he was in France for a full 4 years. But I think from about the 24th of May, it was in 1787, he came and he stayed in a hotel in the centre of Bordeaux. Unfortunately today it's a sort of fast food restaurant. But he went to the theatre, he visited friends, he wrote letters, but he tells us much more about all these chateaux that he went to visit in quite a lot of detail. He went to Pessac-Léognan, where Malartic-Lagravière is. He bought some of the wines of Haut-Brion. He travelled up into the Médoc, so further along the river, to big gravelly vineyards there, and he bought from various estates. We know he bought some wine and sent it back as a gift to Benjamin Franklin. This has remained a real legacy, and to this day there is a key in his honour, the key Thomas Jefferson, that sits right in the heart of Bordeaux. And in fact that love of Bordeaux has lasted to really almost the present day. We know that Ronald Reagan was a great fan of the wines of Bordeaux. And we know this because when he was a young man, he'd been given one of the first ever temperature-controlled wine rooms in the United States. It was a gift from General Electric for hosting the General Electric Theatre Presents on TV. In the early days it was famous for keeping lots of great French wines, the wines of Bordeaux and elsewhere. But over time, when he became the governor of California, his allegiances shifted, and by the time old Gipper arrived in the White House, he was a full-blown champion of the wines of California. We like to think that even then he probably had a few really smart bottles tucked away that he would get out on special occasions. So Bordeaux really is the wine of presidents as well as kings and emperors and you and me. And make sure that you come back again tomorrow, where we'll have more stories from this great wine region, the region of Bordeaux.